Kirk, this one kind of got away from you late there. Just talk about the game today.
Well, I think, the big thing was it got away from us with a guy that's been really good for us so far with UD, and had used him all weekend and felt like it was a good time to keep the game where it was so we can try and make a comeback. And, he had his first kind of, outing that wasn't like him. So tough one. But ultimately, it just came down that we're inconsistent. We're inconsistent and we don't have a desperation to win like we need right now. And I think it's indicative of how we start games. And so, I felt like they played like we would like to play. And it's a really good team, really well coached team. And, they play the game the right way. When they need to sack somebody over, they get them over. When they need to hit a fly ball to score that guy, they do it. And then they bang when they need to. And they make you pay for bad pitching. So, we talked just now, just in terms of there needs to be more of a desperation to win.
How do you get that message across to these guys beyond just the post-game conversation? Is there something that can change midweek?
Well, a lot of it is there's a lot of new guys and trying to have them understand what college baseball is and understand that every game is huge. It's not just another game. That has so many implications for later in the season that it's not just another game. RPI and everything that goes into it. The guys that have been around here the last 2 years know what it feels like to play with their backs against the wall in May. And so being 11 games in and being super honest with ourselves of where we are, we're inconsistent. I think we've, that's back-to-back weeks now where we win on Friday and lose Saturday and Sunday. So, part of that is figuring out the right guys to get in there. Part of that is guys figuring it out as they get older, but we don't have time to wait around for them to get older. They need to be able to step in there and not try to do too much and do what their job is and be able to hand it to the next guy, whether that's on the mound or in the batter's box. So, but the greatest thing that could happen is you get to play Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's what we have. Tuesday and Wednesday, not sit around and play one game on the week. So we get Tuesday and Wednesday, and there better be a more sense of urgency in terms of playing better baseball like we're accustomed to.
Cohen Feeser has three innings of no-hit baseball. Just how encouraging was it to see that?
It was really good, especially after in Globe Life, he went. I think he went two-thirds of an inning or a third of an inning, and then he got up for his next inning, and then that third inning that he went back out there, his stuff I could tell was really had diminished. So it was good to see him get 3 innings under his belt in terms of going up, down 3 times, and his stuff stayed strong, and he finished strong in his third inning. So that was a really good sign to see, to be able to see him get a little bit stronger coming off the injury, be a little bit stronger to be able to go a little bit deeper into games and pitch a little bit longer with more success. So he's going to be a huge part. Part of it is figuring out some of these young guys who can do it, but when you have those old guys and you have a couple guys that didn't throw this today because the game got out of hand, so we're looking to use those guys on Tuesday and Wednesday.
No Franco in the lineup for the second day in a row. Was that just because of the potential of throwing today, or were you just trying to get Bowen and Traeger both in there?
Bowen's swinging the bat extremely well. We wanted Bowen in the lineup, and like I said, he's a veteran guy, a third-year guy, and he's starting to swing it really well. I don't know how many hits he got today, but I know he lined out a couple times, and so just having a little bit more stability in there with guys that understand and have been through it, and just giving Noah a little bit of a blow. We're not gonna, we're gonna really need Noah to be able to be the guy that we know he can be in the box and on the mound for us to be super successful, and he'll be right back out there for sure.
Silva and Myers both with multi-hit games. How encouraging is it to see that play?
Well, especially they're at the bottom. Myers was at the top today, but Silva kind of at the bottom. He's starting to swing it good after yesterday, and then him being back in there again today, he's shown a little bit more signs of being himself. So we're gonna need those older guys to kind of hedge the tide until these young guys really understand and know that that they belong here and that they can be successful consistently.
Late lineup change for you today, moving Jack to third instead of Colton. What's going on with Colton? there?
Colton had a little tweak on his side. Don't want to have something, a one-day deal turn into a month-long thing. So just took him out of the lineup and moved some things around.
How did you feel about Jack at third base? He made a couple
Really good plays. Jack's a good defender, whether he plays at second, short, or third. So he's really good at with his glove. And so for us, anywhere on the infield for him, we feel like he's definitely a way above average defender.
You guys had kind of a slow start hitting today and as well as yesterday. Is there something that sticks out specifically, or is it more like you were kind of talking about, like we're not desperate enough to win in that sense?
Well, I think it's easy to say we're not. If you don't get hits, you're not desperate enough. But I thought the first 3 innings we hit the ball on the button pretty hard. Obviously, it wasn't conducive for the most part with the wind. Kadena lined out, Bowen lined out. I thought there was a lot of really good at bats that didn't transition into hits. Sometimes that's baseball and it sucks. But I thought early on we didn't get any rewards for some of the at bats we were taking. So I thought they took pretty good at bats early on. All good?